Hola chicos, hoy vamos a leer capítulo 5 del libro Noches misteriosas en Granada. El título, the title del capítulo 5 se llama Un libro interesante. So in the last chapter, in chapter 4, ¿cómo se llama? Kevin and Dylan went to a cafe to get a coffee, and they ran into a girl that Kevin thought was beautiful. Her name was Soraya. They bonded over the fact that they both have MacBooks. And of course, Alfonso showed up and happened to be good friends with Soraya. Alfonso was kind of making fun of Kevin in front of Soraya, and he wasn't very happy about that. Kevin got uncomfortable and needed an excuse to leave, so he's like, I'm gonna go call mi mamá. Which may or may not be a good thing when you have a crush on a girl to say. And then as he walked out of the cafe, he almost got run over by a taxi. So Kevin's not having the time of his life that he thought he would have in Spain so far. In this chapter, Kevin is going to start at la universidad. He's going to start with his classes. Vamos a empezar. Dice, el lunes, Kevin va a la universidad. Kevin tiene una clase con Soraya, Alfonso, y Dylan. So everyone he knows in Spain is in this class with him. Es una clase de literatura española, Spanish literature. Kevin no comprende bien a su profesor. Él habla muy diferente a su profesora de español en Michigan. Which would make sense because if you're used to my Spanish, if you go to Spain, it might be not so easy to understand people. Not only do they have a really strong accent, but a lot of the words that they use are different too. Dice, Soraya y Alfonso escuchan con atención y escriben notas. They're writing notes. Dylan se duerme y no escucha. Remember, Dylan no es muy estudioso. A Dylan le gusta ir a las fiestas, pasar tiempo con amigos, montar su monopatín. So, of course, duerme en la clase. He's sleeping in class. Eso es normal para Dylan. No duerme mucho por la noche, pero duerme en sus clases. Sus amigos dicen que él es vampiro porque duerme mucho por el día y casi no duerme. He almost doesn't sleep por la noche at night, so they call him a vampire. El profesor habla de la historia de Granada y de la Alhambra. Remember, the Alhambra is that palace that I showed you guys a few weeks ago in Granada in the south of Spain. It's like the most amazing representation of the Moorish influence, the Arabic influence in Spain. Super geometrical. Irvine Spectrum is modeled after the Alhambra, and that's what they're talking about in their Spanish class right now. Dice, hay mucha historia en Granada. Es una ciudad muy vieja. La Alhambra es una fortaleza, un palacio, y también tiene jardines elegantes. Jardín is garden, so elegant gardens. La Alhambra es una estructura enorme, huge, y muy famosa. Y está aquí, en Granada. El profesor habla y Alfonso responde a todas las preguntas. El profesor sonríe, he smiles, y dice, Alfonso, tú eres un estudiante increíble. Really rubbing it into Kevin, poor Kevin. Alfonso sonríe con satisfacción y mira a Kevin. Really wants to rub it in. Kevin piensa, he thinks, Alfonso piensa que es muy superior. ¡Qué imbécil! That's a strong word. El profesor le hace una pregunta a Kevin y Kevin no comprende. He doesn't understand. Kevin mira a Dylan, pero Dylan duerme. Kevin no duerme, pero no importa, no sabe nada. It doesn't matter. He doesn't know anything. No comprende nada. He doesn't understand anything. El profesor se ríe. He laughs. Great. Y dice, por favor, Alfonso, ayuda a Kevin. Alfonso responde y mira a Kevin con triunfo. He responds and he looks at Kevin with triumph. Hola, conejo. Al final de la clase, Kevin camina hacia Dylan. Dylan se levanta y dice, ¡qué buena siesta! What a nice nap. Kevin le contesta, pues yo necesito una siesta. I need a nap. Yo no duermo en la clase, pero no importa. No comprendo nada en esta clase. Pero tú duermes y el profesor no te habla. You sleep and the teacher doesn't even talk to you. Kevin quiere hablar con Soraya. He wants to talk to Soraya. Pero no es posible. Ella sale, she leaves, de la clase con Alfonso. Kevin piensa que probablemente ella quiere ser la novia de Alfonso. Piensa, he thinks. Alfonso es guapo, inteligente y perfecto. Soy tonto, tengo la nariz roja. Remember, he still has a red nose because the ball hit him in the face when he was playing tenis con Alfonso the other day. No comprendo nada y cometo muchos errores. ¿Qué me está pasando? Mi vida no es nada perfecta. Al final del día, Kevin y Dylan salen de la escuela y caminan. Sorry, just to point out, the verb salir means to leave, and we're seeing that a lot. So I leave, it's irregular, like the verb tener. It's salgo, I leave. You leave is sales. He or she leaves is sale. So dice Dylan y Kevin salen, they leave. Y caminan por la zona de la ciudad que se llama Albaicín. Fue el barrio de los Moros. It was a neighborhood of like the Moors, the Arabic people, the Islamic influence that we've talked about. So this is a neighborhood that's still really Moorish. Es muy diferente a otras partes de la ciudad. Ciudad is city, so it's really different from other parts of the city. Los chicos exploran el mercado. Hay mucha ropa, mucha comida y mucha música. Es muy interesante. Kevin ve, he sees, un libro que se llama Cuentos de la Alhambra, Stories of the Alhambra, por Washington Irving. Kevin piensa que es interesante porque Washington Irving era un autor de los Estados Unidos. He thought it was interesting because Irving was an author from the United States, Estados Unidos, United States, que escribió un libro sobre la Alhambra en España. So he's like, why would an American person be so interested in the Alhambra? It is very interesting. En el libro dicen, in the book they say, que Irving vivió en la Alhambra. He lived in the Alhambra, which is weird because it's a palace and a fortress. Kevin quiere el libro. Piensa que el libro puede ayudarle con su clase. Dylan le manda un texto a Lucas. So Lucas is the Spanish brother that Dylan's living with. And Kevin's jealous because he doesn't have a cool brother. He has Alfonso. Dice, manda un texto a Lucas. Dylan no tiene interés en los libros. It's not his thing. En unos minutos, Lucas llega con su patineja. They're gonna skate. Dylan tiene su patineja y ellos salen para el parque de patinaje. Pero Kevin no va al parque de patinaje. He doesn't go. Kevin compra el libro y va a una plaza. Se sienta, he sits, y lee. Le gusta el libro, pero cuando lee el libro, tiene una sensación rara. He has a weird sensation when he reads the book. Es como si una persona lo estuviera mirando. That's a complicated sentence. But what they're saying there is it's as if a person were looking at him. Le gusta el libro, pero no le gusta la sensación. He likes the book, but he doesn't like the way he's feeling. Or he doesn't like the sensation. Kevin mira a todas las personas en la plaza. Nadie lo está mirando. Quiere leer el libro en la casa. Sale de la plaza, he leaves the plaza, y se va a la casa. He goes to his house, his casa cueva. El estado de Kevin Fowler dice, Kevin Fowler no se duerme en la clase, como Dylan, pero no comprende nada. It's going to get a little weird from here on, guys. So the next slide, you'll see it says comprehension questions. That's a link to the Google Classroom assignment that has all the questions on there. I also put them on the slide below. They're all over the place. They're on the assignment. There's also a doc of the same questions on the assignment. So answer those questions en español, por favor. I've given you sentence starters. So start your sentences that way. For example, number 1 says, ¿Por qué Kevin no comprende la clase? Why doesn't Kevin understand? Kevin no comprende la clase porque el maestro o el profesor no entiende el profesor, no entiende el español del profesor would be an acceptable response for that one, for example. Doesn't need to be perfect, but I want you guys to practice writing. Try not to use Google Translate unless it's just for like a specific word. Y es todo. Adiós, chicos.